fickle thing, isn't it? Like, it will boost the hell out of some videos, and then give me this. Needless to say, part 1 of this series hasn't done as well as some of the other videos on my channel so far. But I also know the channel is still really young and needs time to breathe and grow naturally, so I'm not going to stress it. With that in mind, this is part 2 of our exploration of Ichigo's powers as they unfold in the series, specifically the Arrancar and Hueco Mundo arcs. Now, I will say right up front, these 2 arcs are the ones that I personally connected with the least throughout my time as a Bleach fan, but I'm still going to do my best to do it justice. Alright, let's jump in. Following his return to the human world after saving Rukia and defeating Byakuya, the story shifts its focus heavily towards Ichigo's war against his inner hollow, White. This is the primary aspect of Ichigo's powers that will be explored in this video, HOLLOWFICATION. Now, going into this arc, we know 3 things about Ichigo's hollow powers. They manifest in the form of a mask that materializes on his face, they threaten to take over Ichigo's body and turn him into a monster, but greatly amplify his Shinigami powers. After meeting Shinji and learning that he is a Visored like them, a Soul Reaper with an inner hollow, Ichigo trains to subdue his inner hollow and control its power, similar to Naruto using Kyuubi Chakra mode. And speaking of Naruto, this entire arc is very similar to his training with Killer Bee to subdue the Nine Tails and make use of its power. Up to that point, Naruto has just been getting bullied by the Nine Tails and letting his power leak out depending on the level of danger he's in. Then, he actually takes the time to face the Nine Tails and beat him into submission, taking command over a small portion of his power. In a similar sense, this is not mastery over White or partnership with him yet, but fighting for control over a portion of his power. As the arc continues and Ichigo learns to use his hollow powers at will, we see him go from only being able to hold it for about 11 seconds to much longer by the next arc. When Ichigo dons his hollow mask or hollowifies, he is essentially boosting his already existing Shinigami powers with a bit of hollow power, like a general stat booster. Ichigo's strength, speed, durability, and spiritual pressure all increase, as well as his Getsuga Tensho becoming pretty much lethal. Ulquiorra would later compare his Black Getsuga to an Espada's Cero Oscuras, which they can only use in their released forms. Even someone like Tier Halibel notes that Ichigo's power feels more like that of an Espada than a human in this form. And Ulquiorra notes that hollowfied Ichigo resembles an Arrancar in his movements and style. In general, hollowfying makes Ichigo more instinctual and ruthless, like a hollow, and his attacks begin to resemble that of a hollow's or an Arrancar's or an Espada's a lot more. Ichigo's fight with Ulquiorra is where his HOLLOWFICATION reaches its peak. Ichigo pulls out all the stops against him and still gets curb stomped and deleted. This is where we see White fully possess Ichigo for the first time, and it is glorious to behold. We generally refer to this form as Vasto Lorde Ichigo because a Vasto Lorde is the most powerful stage of evolution for a hollow. In this form, we see him use hollow exclusive techniques like Cero, Sonido, and high-speed regeneration, all of which were powerful enough to completely overwhelm Ulquiorra in his Segunda Etapa form. In my previous video, I said that Ichigo wears his powers around him, making his Bankai somewhat of a clad type. It's in this arc that we also learn that Ichigo's coat, or his Shihakusho, is a part of his Bankai and reflects the amount of spiritual power he has left in the tank. It's worth noting that Vasto Lorde Ichigo did everything we just talked about with one sleeve. The fusion of Ichigo's Shinigami and hollow powers is crucial to setting up his next major evolution during his battle with Aizen in Karakura Town. Stay tuned for part 3 of the series to discuss Ichigo's surprisingly simple ascension to godhood. Anyways guys, that is going to do it for this video. If you are as excited for the rest of this series as I am, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts down in the comments so I know you guys are vibing with the content and want more. I know this was a bit of a shorter video, but like I said, I just didn't really resonate with the Arrancar and Hueco Mundo arcs all that well, and explaining his inner hollow powers really doesn't take that much. But in a 5-episode series, not every video needs to be over 10 minutes long. It's just how it is. Anyways, if you're ready, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!